It was a very tight shot.
Okay.
The shot was here, of me, not of me, it's of me pulling the gun slowly, turn cock.
Okay.
And she's right there, vulnerable, in a position she wouldn't ordinarily be if we were shooting, and this thing, boom, she hits the ground.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. In this episode, we're going to look at some of the preliminary body cam footage that has come out. We also get to see for the first time what the cinematographer was trying to do, the angle that they were shooting Baldwin in the church, and also the way that he was drawing the weapon. And from his description, we've actually got two different descriptions. It sounds like he's saying that he draws it slowly. And from what I understand, it seems like he actually whips it out super quickly. Now, I'm not really sure what exactly was going on when the incident occurred, but if he was whipping it out the way you see it in the footage, then when on earth would he have time to cock the weapon? And as I say, I wasn't there, but certainly what you see in this footage makes one wonder exactly what was going on. What did the witnesses see? What exactly was being rehearsed at that time? So that's the first point to address. The second point to address is there's a moment where Alec Baldwin, the leading actor, also the producer, is sitting outside the church. He's sitting beside the assistant director, Dave Halls. And I think Mamie Mitchell is also sitting beside him. I'm not 100% sure of that. And there's a little bit of chatter going on between the three of them and then also the officer that is standing directly opposite them. And it's this officer that is recording them on Bodycam. And he actually informs them exactly of what happened to Elena, including that something passed through her, like entered one side of her, exited the other side of her, right? And so this was actually established very early on. So how on earth could you not know what had happened until the police actually told you in the sort of interrogation scenario hours later? Just something to consider. Before we get to that footage, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Like, share, leave a comment. Bear in mind, we're going to be going through all of this footage step by step, systematically doing deep dives and trying to get further insights on this catastrophe that happened in Santa Fe. And let's get started with that incredible footage of the body cam of the officer standing in front of Baldwin and the assistant director, Dave Halls.
Yeah, I think he left first in the ambulance.
98 from left, I'll be out of service for outward.
Joel's doing okay. He is. What's her story? A little bit rougher.
201 on scene.
It was the shoulder though. On Joel? Helena? Where did it?
So hers appeared to it went through her right underarm. Yeah. And the exit point was on her back left shoulder blade. So.
Oh my God. So it went across her back.
It went through. So.
Life threatening? Oh my God.
Yeah, enough to get air flight. So. But
she was shocking, but she was conscious and responsive. Why did they wait so long?
Because you have to stabilize, and for every narcotic and anything they administer, they have to wait a certain period. So. Yeah, the flight medics are trained ER techs, so she's in good hands.
But there wouldn't be.
I went over to Sarah and she was crying and shaking and going through the bullets and saying, I don't know how that got in there. So I don't know.
But I don't know anything about it. I've said the ones that are real bullet.
Finally, one of the police officers at the conclusion of my interview, I was there for like an hour and a half or so, she takes her phone and she slides it across to me. She says, that's what came out of Joel's shoulder, a .45 caliber slug. It was a real bullet.
Had you known that Joel had been hit?
No one had any idea until that police officer, that sheriff's officer said to me, this is the slug, .45 caliber slug they took out of Joel's arm. And then the kind of insanity.
So those of you who have followed my series, my analysis over a number of weeks and months into the Rust incident, you'll know that I've been saying for quite a long time that I thought it was really unlikely that it would take such a long time to realize what had happened, that it wouldn't take hours, or it was very unlikely to take hours, because other people there knew instantly what had happened. And so you've heard in the footage earlier that it seems as though the actual words are actually expressed saying what happened. And so what do you think that suggests about the narrative that we've heard thus far? Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.
You disbelieved that this was going to be a fatal accident.
So you didn't know exactly how serious it was?
At the very end of my interview with the sheriff's department, they said to me, we regret to tell you that she didn't make it, she died. They told me right then and there.